let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Back and forth with the bullshit. I know I said it before, I don't mean it. It's been a while since I had your attention, so it might hurt to hit it.
If you had to choose right now, how would you want to live? 80 years, 90, 120, longer? And do you think you'll change your mind once you reach that age? 50,000 years ago, most humans died very young. As we learned how to use the resources around us, treat ourselves, this got better and better. Today, humans are living longer and healthier lives than ever before. But this has unforeseen consequences. We spend ever-increasing part of our lives being sick and in need of care. Most of us will die in hospital bed, which is depressing enough by itself. But we also have to witness the same happening to our loved ones. Except, maybe we can stop this forever. The most effective way to treat a disease is to prevent it. It saves many more lives if we stop a million people from smoking than coming up to a better chemotherapist. So why not put a hold to a cause of all disease, the process of aging? Aging is caused by physics and not biology. Think of cars. Parts were down from rubbing and grinding. Metal rust, filters get clogged, rubber cracks. Our body are worn down by a trillion of tiny physical processes. Oxygen, radiation from the sun, metabolism. Our bodies have many mechanisms to repair this damage, but over time, they become less effective. Our bones and muscle weaken, our skin wrinkles. Our immune system gets weakened, we lose our memory and our sense diminish. There's no such things as dying of old age. We all die because one of our important parts break. The older we get, the more damaged and fragile we become until multiple disease takes over and kill us. Unnoticed by most of us, longevity research has made some unprecedented advance in the last few years. For the first time, we are starting to understand the mechanism behind aging and how to manipulate them. Aging is neither mythical nor inevitable. We might be able to stop or delay it during your lifetime. If we could, should we end aging? Is this a good idea? The end of aging or life extension makes many people uncomfortable. We are born, are young, become older, and then we die. This has been the natural order for literally all of human history, and getting old is a good thing, right? We celebrate the idea of living long enough to experience old age. We even call them the golden years. But the reality is that everybody wants to become old, but nobody wants to be old. Think of the Greek myth of Thetanus, for example. Thetanus was the lover of goddess Eos and probably an amazing dude, because she begged Zeus to grant him immortality so they could spend eternity together. But she forgot to specifically ask for eternal youth. Thetanus was granted eternal life, but he kept aging, unable to die. After a few hundred years, he was reduced to the size of a grape, bubbling on senselessly forever. Thousands of years ago, humanity already feared never-ending old age, but ending aging does not mean getting weaker and weaker. If you become too old, it's too late. A 90-year-old who stopped aging will die anyway after a few years. Too much damage has been done to his eternal machinery. There are already too many surfaces for disease to attack. Instead, the concept of life extension promises to end disease, and with them, the end of a fixed maximum age. We don't know how much we could prolong our life. We might make every humanity healthy to the current accepted maximum age around 120. Or we might stop biological aging and disease indefinitely. Nobody knows at this point what's possible. If we could achieve that, should we? Well, life extension is really just another praise for medicine. All the doctors are doing is to prolong life and minimize suffering. Vast majority of healthcare resources are spent on this consequence of aging. Nearly half of a year, your lifetime healthcare cost will be spent during your senior years and another third during middle age. We are actually already trying to prolong life with our current medicine. We're just doing it very insufficient. Trying to stop aging from happening is not less natural than transplanting a heart, treating cancer with chemotherapy, using antibiotics or vaccines. Nothing human do nowadays is purely natural anymore, and we enjoying the highest standard of living ever as a consequence of that. What we are doing right now is waiting until it's too late and then the machine is failing. And then we use the vast majority of our resources trying to fix it as well as we can, while it breaks down even further. But life extension still feels so bristic. Most people assume that they will want to die once they reach a certain age, and this might still be true. The idea of avoiding death entirely is off-putting for many. The end of biological aging will not be the end of death in any way. It is more like a summer evening. When you were a kid and your mom called you inside, you just wanted to keep playing, having a little more fun during sunset before you went to sleep. It's not about playing outside forever, just a little longer until you feel tired.